Alrighty, 3, 2, 1. Hello, hello, welcome in. We have more round of 2 action. This time, it's going to be the University of California, San Diego, taking on AM All-Stars. Both teams having lost in the first round, now at 0-1 in the Swiss. Face off against each other as you have a little bit of poke coming in. KingClueless spotted out there. Hold on just a second. Almost forgot. There we go. Had to get the rosters open because you have EnSaneZ, who has a name that is difficult to read. As in, it's just a bunch of question marks on my side. So I wanted to make sure that I have their name up next to me so I can constantly say that. Also, we do have Deamon. We'll be playing in the jungle, the substitute for Yuzuki. ArekXander as well. I like that name just because I'm Alex, but I'm not Alexander, just Alex. Prefer magical, but it's okay. Neither team gaining anything from that play, the invade there from AM All-Stars. Just a little bit of information that Ward placed down on the blue buff. So at least they'll know that is going to be KingClueless. Starting on the top side of the map. And Alex going for the early ignite on the Protos. Protos trying to get out of there. Flashing a bit late, but does survive. Barrier popped as well. Same with the heal from Shezhomasy. Oh my goodness. Shezhomasy. Remember how to say their name from where. Another grand entrance connects there from ArekXander. It's Protos. Very low there. Shezhomasy is doing his best to try to keep Ultio and ArekXander from going a bit further on Protos. Plus, they do get the range and the double experience. Hitting level 2 before Ultio and ArekXander. So at least kind of push back a little bit. This is a difficult lane for this Lucian Rakan to deal with. A lot of long range poke from Shezhomasy and from Protos. It's kind of why we've seen Ashe as both the support and the ADC. Just because a lot of damage, a lot of good control with that volley. As KingClueless nearly getting the seismic shove there onto Deamon. Fight over the blue buff, and it goes the way of Deamon, despite securing that one. As Holden wanted to fight there against EnSaneZ, and EnSaneZ actually getting the better end of that trade there. Holden had to be a little bit more cautious with dashing forward. Each blade surge sure gets a stack, but this is the problem as well. Bot lane, Protos now realizing there's no way out of there except through battle, except through the honor of fighting. The 4th shot crit not connecting, body blocked by ArekXander. Another dash, oh my goodness, Ultio, ArekXander outplaying Shezhomasy, getting away from everything. Grand entrance does get the knockup, then the battle dance away, nearly taken by the deadly flourish, but survives. KingClueless not able to get the kill. It took so long because the minions had bloody blocked a lot of those pebbles being tossed at him. So it's a 1-for-1 trade. Make it a 2-for-1 if you consider the fact that Protos died initially. That's even seismic shove back towards more of the volley ground, the threaded volley. But so much damage comes in from Ultio. It is eventually a 3-for-1. But Protos volley blind. Make it a 3-for-2. Shutdown for Protos. Neither side relenting the pressure as Holden blade surging into EnSaneZ just to heal up a little bit with the help of the minions. And once he saw that ArekXander was there, did not continue the play. Probably actually could have gotten the kill against EnSaneZ solo had it not been for ArekXander showing up at the perfect time. Top lane. Also, I did realize just now, I don't know why I didn't mention this before. Maybe because I've casted now 8 games today. But Antcliff is playing the Varus top lane with press the attack up against Nokduro. Bot lane again, more skirmishing. The barrier that had been popped before just came up perfect timing for Protos to survive, and ArekXander. Wait, you actually might be able to fight this. Grand entrance connects. 1v2 looking for the fight back, but the ward helping out Protos to pick up another kill in the bot lane and make it a 1-for-2 this time, favoring the side of University California San Diego. Go back into the mid lane as Holden against EnSaneZ wanted to get the Blade Surge, just going to clear out the minions. Enough of those 5-point strikes scared him off. And all the while, all this was happening, all of these skirmishes across the map, Deamon has been taking those Void Grubs. Should be able to get all 3 here, as we see that KingClueless on the bottom half of the map, just getting the red buff. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that Antcliff was playing the Varus top. Playing that marksman. As Ultio and Shezhomasy. Honor only in battle. Nice dash away, though. But I think that volley will come out, slow him down right into the deadly flourish, picking up the kill. Sniped him down. This bot lane, I feel like anytime either side is in this bot lane, they're just going to fight. That is, I think, what they have assigned themselves in this game. Top lane is like you're playing a ranged top laner into a tank. Good, okay, good thing. We're just not going to interact. But bot lane's like, no, only fight. No farm, only fight. In fact, look at that, 21 CS for Ultio. Even 43 is not that much on the other side for Shezhomasy. Getting a bit of poke there. 4th crit, didn't connect. But finally, a plate will fall. More gold for UCSD. All the while, Ultio now getting some farm back. Then, all right, well, you push the wave into the turret. Oh, nice seismic shove into the deadly flourish. The flash in from Protos. But it's going to be the re-engage from ArekXander. Trying to body block with the double kill. The rocks threw right into the face. The splash did enough. Vanguard's edge connected onto EnSaneZ as Holden, 1v1 mid lane, was able to get a perfect execution to bail out of the fight from Akali. And everything now is looking good for the bot lane of AM All-Stars. But maybe they got too greedy, wanted too much to fight in Valhalla, die a warrior's death, as now total of 3 and 7 amongst both Ultio and ArekXander. KingClueless going up into the top lane. Use that Antcliff. Had already used the Chain of Corruption. Seismic shove, getting a lot of damage. And guess what? All out from Nokduro. The flash from Antcliff to get a little bit of rage. Fights back, dodging from some of the pebbles. Has the power. Do you want to throw out that piercing arrow? Will do so, but another pebble thrown at you. Scared you off. But you got the kill, the 1v2 outplay for Antcliff. This is why we've seen so much Varus. And honestly, I look at this draft and I just wonder. It had to be an Ashe first pick into a Varus Lucian on the other side. Where you're like, who is going where? You're thinking it's Lucian mid lane or top lane. Not the Varus in a solo lane. And then Antcliff says, gimme, gimme. We got this. And it's working out, at least for the moment, on the top half of the map. But the bottom lane is still struggling. They are, like I said, 3 and 7. Even if the CS is slowly creeping back. Ultio getting a bit more gold. Just needs to be able to spend that, so that it can feel a little bit more impactful here against Shezhomasy as well as Protos. But having Deamon kind of hang around there for quite some time, taking the first dragon of the game, scared off Shezhomasy and Protos for quite some time. Oh, the Holden. You do want to be a little bit more cautious there. That was quite a crazy play there. I do like it, but you took a tower shot for no reason. I think Holden also realized that. Said, all right, you know what? I am a bit of experience behind EnSaneZ. I got to be a bit more cautious as KingClueless realizes no flash, no dash, no ghost, no escape for Antcliff. An easy gank there for Talia. We're going to the mid lane. EnSaneZ skirting danger against Holden. Threw so much damage right back in his face with the 5-point strike. That Holden, even if you have that Vampiric Scepter, could have been risky. Now that the perfect execution is back up for this Akali and you are low. You want to dive in to get those minions, heal up a little bit. There's the perfect execution. That's that burst of damage I was talking about. Holden, 1v2. Vanguard's Edge comes out. 5-point strike flashed away by EnSaneZ. It's ArekXander keeping a little bit of distance, trying his best to make sure they cannot get on top of EnSaneZ as he flashed out of there. Ignite ticking, not enough. Barely. Holden survives, but all the while, Deamon was on top of the Void Grubs. 4th one for AM All-Stars. It could actually mean that there's none picked up on the other side, while EnSaneZ will die here in the mid lane. Once you kill the first Void Grub, I believe you have 45 seconds until they'll despawn. Let's see, Deamon wants to get back on top of them so they don't despawn. 6 is such a clutch tool. The amount of power it gives you, for even giving a good amount of power towards your team. There it is. KingClueless getting 1 for the team, denying the 6 of AM All-Stars. Can still get that 5th one. Still get good true damage burn. As well, as I said, when you have 4 and 5, you do spawn 1 of the Void Mites. At least I believe that's how it works. I hope that's how it works. Well, you got 5 now, so regardless, it will spawn 1. Not 2. You get 2 when you have 6 of them. I do know that one. It's absolutely insane. That's 2 per person, by the way. So 5 for AM All-Stars. This one, when we look at the seeding, is actually a very close seeded matchup. It's the 22 seed of UCSD versus the 24 seed of AM All-Stars. And honestly, I look at these two teams and I could see either of them taking this game, and with how close it's going. I wouldn't say that if the 24 seed beats the 22 seed, it's an upset. Even if technically it is. Like, they're both good players, have good players, good teams. At the moment, we're looking like this 5-1 Talia with the Luden's Companion already completed. KingClueless so far ahead of everyone else. In fact, we gotta toggle the gold. Yeah, if I can toggle the gold. Here, hold on. There we go. There we go. That's nearly 2,000 gold over Deamon. As that full completed item and a component for another one. A pretty expensive one in that Hextech alternator. Was only the Sundered Sky out of Deamon. A long ways away to really having anything close to what KingClueless is going to bring to one of these fights. But we look at what everyone's built so far. Ultio, the on-hit Lucian here with a Kraken Slayer. We even see an early Terminus for Antcliff. Be a bit safer here. The Flash with the Ghost Pop. 1v2. Have to dash away and dodge from some of these abilities. Huge piercing arrow on the other side as Nokduro goes all out onto Antcliff. Taking a little bit of damage, dashing through. The arrow nearly pierces. It does! Antcliff! The flash from KingClueless. Oh, barely with the threaded volley. Does it actually pick up that kill? The worked ground. Well, not worked ground. What is it? I always forget the name of that one. Does pick up the kill. Oh, in fact, why don't we just cheat? We could cheat. Yeah, we can look at that. Oh, hold on. I'm cheating here. Unraveled Earth, that's what it's called. There we go. The small brain moment there. Small brain. It's threaded volley for the Q. Small brain moment. It's okay. And Antcliff getting so much attention in the top lane. Even getting a kill in a 1v2. Allows the team to take their second dragon, but with an arrow connecting onto ArekXander. Forced to use the quickness to dash away. All 5 here of UCSD. Antcliff does not have the TP to join in. Deadly Flourish and the Deadly Lotus Landing. Getting the kill there for KingClueless. Dominating is this Talia. And how do you stop KingClueless at this point? Right now, he is truly royalty on the map. He owns everything that the light touches, and anytime any of these members of AM All-Stars go near him, they pop like a balloon. None of them are tanky. They're all squishy. That is one of the problems when you go for a crazy comp like this with that Forest top lane of Antcliff. You no longer have that front line, though it is the Terminus into a Chain Vest. And if we think about Varus and how he kind of used to be back with Mythics, the Radiant Virtue build, going for the Jack shows as well, the tankiness that he could build in the past and still deal a ton of damage. with the Terminus here. That's a lot of damage that you get, as well as a lot of tanky stats with the alternating attacks. So Antcliff actually could be that member that's tanky, but with the arrow connecting on a Deamon, Duro helped pull back in Deamon and easily pick up a kill with the all-out onto Rakan. So ArekXander gives more over to the royalties, collecting all these tariffs, but perfect execution out of EnSaneZ for a triple kill. Gorgeous play there from the mid laner of AM All-Stars. That play alone, the triple kill, the shutdown gold that he picked up from that, brings a game that looked like it was going to be all KingClueless all the time, now to a dead even matchup with a huge shift of gold. And we look at where that gold is allocated. Well, yes, a 3,000 gold lead still remains for KingClueless over Deamon. The fact that Akali got a lot of that gold now lords a 2,500 gold lead over Holden, the Aurelia. This Akali will be able to deal with KingClueless now. Unless KingClueless is playing defensively and making sure that there's no way EnSaneZ can get into this backline with that Storm Surge to burst down these kills. Could be dangerous as Ultio. Nice use of the cleanse there. That was a really good arrow out of Protos. Gets the cleanse out of Ultio. Denies the turret being taken in the spot lane. But all the while, the problem was the fact that the Rift Herald had been taken by AM All-Stars. I wasn't talking about that because I wanted to see if the bot lane play would amount to anything. Just getting another sip of water, sorry. This is game number 8, I think I already said. So I got 2 more to do to get the 10 total for today. So if I make mistakes, you know, be honest with me in the comments. Let me know what you think I did well, what I could do better. I want to hear it. I want to get better. And granted, I am going to be tired after this, but you know, no pain, no gain. You don't get better if you don't grind. I'm looking to be the best. Just like these players. The OQs looking to make a name for themselves. KingClueless not stealing away the Gromp. But Weaver's Wall denied an escape there. Beautifully done from ArekXander. Getting the flash out of KingClueless, but EnSaneZ watched the play. Holden denies. Not letting that Akali go near the most important member. Keeping the royalties safe. Bodyguards aplenty. So even though it was initially good from ArekXander, KingClueless still makes it out alive. That's honestly all you could hope for on that kind of play. You're invading. You had the Weaver's Wall, but ArekXander does a good job of denying you escaping from that. But you still get the Talia out of there. Antcliff got a lot of damage onto that tier 2. Didn't want to continue. Realized after that play in the bot lane that KingClueless had to reset. Even saw that there's only Holden on the map visible besides Nokduro on the top side. Says, all right, they're probably pathing towards me. Very susceptible Varus here. Terminus might give me a bit of tankiness, but you're not going to survive if 4 or 5 members show up. Especially when you're immobile like this Varus is. So AM All-Stars resetting on the map. Antcliff gonna make a purchase, probably get that item. There it is, the Jack Show. That's what I was talking about before. The build we kind of saw before, where it was that Radiant Virtue, the tankiness, but still a lot of damage, works even better now because that Terminus still gives you that damage. So it gives you that armor pen, while also now having additional tanky stats that you get with alternating attacks. And as far as you get those resets, it's going to be beautiful. But all 5 members now showing up for this dragon. Attempted soul point on the other side. Nice deny there with the duet. Holden holding in place ArekXander, but they go for the engage. Getting a lot on the other side is Ultio. That calling was huge. They picked up the kill on the Protos, but they did get the kill with the final shot. Shezhomasy tried to cut away, but they got the season assist to get the flash away, but he cannot escape. Everyone's out fallen. It is an ace, only trading the 1 for AM All-Stars. And the Dragon 2 to boot. You can see the Baron right behind them, snaking their way into the pit. A lot going right here for AM All-Stars. It's funny. I even said before, I'm like, all right, who's going to be the tank? Blah, blah, blah. And then I answered my own question. Like, I want to say 2 minutes later, be like, oh, yeah, that's right. Antcliff's actually going to build more of a tank. Going to be a lot more difficult to kill. We saw right there that even if you think you have enough damage to get into this backline to do something to Deamon, do something to Antcliff, even stop EnSaneZ from being insane on this Akali. Then what is happening on the other side? Ultio is calling. Landed so much damage onto Shezhomasy as well as the Protos that they then had to turn and realize that they had to deal with that Lucian. And once that happened, once they kind of got disorganized in the fight, AM All-Stars picked them apart little by little. And yes, you better bet I will be making a hey now, they're an All-Star joke at some point in this cast. It's just gonna happen. Anyways, Shuriken flip. Holden took a lot of damage. 5-point strike with the perfect execution. Slice and dice. Holden is out of there. That is 2 item Akali, item and a component in that tunneler for Holden. No way you're capable of dealing with EnSaneZ, who is now 7-3. Have recalled nearly, with that Rabadon's death cap, nearly that 3rd item. A lot of that comes from that shutdown that was picked up on KingClueless with that triple kill earlier. But here we go. KingClueless wants the play. They burst down ArekXander, but guess who's here? It's EnSaneZ showing up into the back line. 1v3 has already gotten the kill onto the most important member of KingClueless and realizes they don't need to stick around anymore. They can bail out of that one. With that amount of gold, still can't buy the Rabadon's death cap, but doesn't matter. They trade the life, get another kill onto KingClueless, and are putting this Talia behind when she was so far ahead for so long. No longer does KingClueless have that same power. And only so many times can I make a joke about royalty and monarchy before I sound like the LEC. Anyways, as everyone resets on the map. Oh, I forgot to toggle this so you can know when the dragons and everything spawn. We still got quite some time until a potential soul can be picked up by AM All-Stars. They are getting a pretty sizable lead here. All that gold onto EnSaneZ, the Akali. And every single time, EnSaneZ has done a great job of finding the right target. KingClueless, Shezhomasy. Those are the ones. Them out of the equations. Pretty much the fight is won for AM All-Stars. That is where the gold is, and you can even see that, right? You're really dead even between Shezhomasy as well as Ultio. But still a gargantuan lead between KingClueless and Deamon. But it's the mid lane. The difference between this Aurelia and Akali. Even looking at Antcliff, I just realized that is a large lead there. But then again, it's a tank versus a, well, kind of tank. I guess it's pseudo-tank. So somewhat tank in Antcliff. But still enough of a difference that it will matter here. 2, almost 3 items for the top lane. 3 items for the mid lane. Well, just an item and components for both UCSD's top and mid. Their solo lanes have not gotten the gold they need to, especially this Aurelia. To even contend against EnSaneZ in a side lane. 2-level discrepancy between the two. Not to mention those items that we had just talked about. So AM All-Stars, they're not playing with the food. They're just biding their time, waiting it out, slowly pushing back the control, seeing if they can bait in a fight around this Baron with the new corridors that tunnel in, that give vision when you're inside of them. Well, obviously they do, because that's how Fog of War works. Come on, Alex. That's how they work. Use your brain sometimes. It's frazzled a little bit. But here we go. Antcliff and Deamon have now started up at the Baron. There's going to be a slow take when you have a tank Varus and a Vi who's still only on the Sundered Sky, working their way through it. But KingClueless canceling the recall there of Ultio and even scaring off Antcliff. All baiting their time. 20 seconds until Dragon at number 4 spawns. The potential soul for AM All-Stars. And that's where we can tell if, hey now, they're an All-Star. Get your game on and go play. There it is. That's the one. I might make another. We'll see. As AM All-Stars, I've gotten a good flank here so far from EnSaneZ. They have no idea EnSaneZ and ArekXander are behind them. They're behind enemy lines. They'll spot out this recon. They don't know Akali's there too. So that poke onto Ultio doesn't really stick. In fact, they're the ones chasing away Protos. The engage, the knockups are there. ArekXander helps pick up the kill into Shezhomasy, but the re-engage onto the other side. Holden having to flash away, but EnSaneZ now shows up. Perfect execution. 5-point strike, not enough. Holden shuts them down. They don't get the stun on the Deamon, because all the while Ultio now going to be the powerhouse, especially with Antcliff no longer needing to rely on EnSaneZ. They can take the kills, only leaving Holden alive and look for the Baron. Nothing Holden can do on this one. Had already TP'd. The Baron will be quickly finished off. They'll probably wait for ArekXander to get up, so 4 members will now be wearing the purple. The Dragon next on the docket as they can quickly reset onto the map well before we can even see UCSD mount a defense. They might look for it. They might push and prod. Sprint their way towards the Dragon Pit. It's very unlikely that's going to work out for them. So much red, so much vision. There's Holden. Slowly clearing it out the best that he can. Deamon, even if you spot out with the hawk shot, that TP in from Nokduro. 5 members again strong. The arrow connects onto Antcliff. Looking for the engage with the seismic shove, and as the tank fars, and all the while EnSaneZ looks for Protos. Holden dives in, couldn't kill Antcliff. That's the tank. You can't kill that forest. What did I just say about that? Now the All-Stars, they are the rock stars of the Rift. KingClueless trying to dash away, keep himself alive, maybe take the dragon, but you're the last one standing. And what is a king without an empire? You're a nothing. You've been usurped, and your base is in tatters. Your castle soon to fall. Deamon even looking for the kill. He'd been behind the whole time, but no longer will he fall under the tyranny of KingClueless. As AM All-Stars finally open up the base, take 2 inhibitors for themselves. The top lane will fall as well. Looking for the Mountain Soul right afterwards as Protos prodding again at the members of the AM All-Stars. But unfortunately could not stop the objectives from being taken. And with how things have fallen apart, there's a little hope remaining for UCSD. As the arrow sadly did not connect that time around. The splash damage still wouldn't have been enough. Mountain Soul. And hey, I joked before, you know, saying no tanks. Then I kind of corrected myself saying, oh, well, I guess Antcliff's kind of tanky. Well, now they have a Mountain Soul. Now they're all tanks. Now they all have shields. Now they're all a lot more difficult to kill. And they're doing a hell of a lot more damage than we see from UCSD. They are still attempting to keep themselves in this game. But now, 9,000. Are they in the hole? In a lot of debt here compared to that of AM All-Stars. And look at the damage. Protos stepping up for just a brief second, taking the calling to the face. A couple of shots of that. He's nearly out. But he is in the base, so he will be able to reset, recall. They'll lose that last outer turret. Some of the mites will spawn and bound their way over to the inhibitor turret, but not actually get to there. Instead, it will be about setting up here for AM All-Stars. And all they have to do is wait. All they have to do is bide their time, because super minions will be pouring in from top and mid. A lot of damage onto Antcliff, but again, the tank forest does not fall so easily nor so quickly. It's you instead, Cassante. The rampage, the engage, the dashes away. Deamon is shut down. Ultio 2, double kill out of Shezhomasy. But the turret is ultimately what the goal was of AM All-Stars. They can take down this inhibitor, double super minions from every single lane, even when you got the 2 kills, even when you thought you had the play working out for yourselves, you still lose out on the base. They get the shutdown. It is a delayed triple kill for the side of Shezhomasy. But now what can they do? How can they leave their base, even make it a delayed quadra kill for Shezhomasy, but the minions already took down one of the Nexus turrets. That's the problem right now. They're getting these small victories for UCSD. In any other scenario, the unofficial quadra kill is huge for UCSD. But they lost out on their third inhibitor. The bot lane now open up double super minions from every single lane will be pouring in. I don't know how you can get out of this one or what you can do. AM All-Stars should take this game 100 out of 100 times. I don't even see a reality where there's a chance that they lose unless... Yeah, no, even if they forfeit, I don't see it. I think the game would just say, no, no, no. No, they still win. They still win. No matter what, you win. Wait, is that a... Oh my god, that's a Crypt Bloom. Oh, Macaulay. Wow. Okay. That's what I thought. The AP item that when you get a kill, there's a heal, kind of like a Fiora ult. Like a mini Fiora ult for your team. I forgot what its name was for a second, but I saw that. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, Ultio. Arrow connects onto Deamon. Seismic shove. Burst down the Vi. Curtain call. Tickling at the members. Getting a little bit of poke and prod. But again, even with that kill on the Deamon, the minions continue their unrelenting assault on the base. Their march forward, ceaseless in its nature. UCSD, you got to keep that happening time and time again. So many more times. More times than I can even count is how many times you have to have that happen, because the Baron now spawning here in 8 seconds. Elder in 2 minutes. You can't even leave your base in time to defend and stop this Baron from quickly being slurped up by AM All-Stars. Though they don't have their jungler, I don't think they care. I think they want the fight. They'll be spotted out by the hawk shot. They never really set up a bait like that when you have an Ashe on your team, or on the enemy team. But Nokduro could have been the angle. Kind of gonna check in on these items, right? Because the crazy thing is, before the items mattered so much, but now we're 32 and a half, almost 33 minutes into the game. We are getting a lot of these big items picked up by so many members on the other side here for UCSD, as ArekXander trying to disengage and keep them from going into the pit. But that's a TP. They're just saying we want to end the game. The Baron was only a bait so we could get the back door happening, as Deamon is going to be the first casualty in the fight. Nokduro could be the next one. Ultio jumped on by Holden, taken out of the equation. But all the while, what's happened in your base, UCSD? It is AM All-Stars taking the game.